Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Satisfactory. In the last episode, worked on building out the output stations for the steel beams and pipes that we are making. And we'll be making more of eventually here. And so we're laying out what we can. I ran out of resources to get this station fully built, which we're going to fix here in a second. And worked on routing the output belts to begin feeding those items into the stations. So, that is coming along. And then I started working on the rail to connect these stations. And ran into a bit of an issue where I couldn't tell how to create a switch to allow a train to switch from one track to another track, so that you can actually build an actual rail network. Because without being able to switch tracks, you can't do that. You can build point-to-point services, but building a network is impossible. So I did figure out how to do that, actually. As you can see, I have done. Is just the way that I was trying to do it was incorrect, which is what I assumed, is that I was doing it wrong. So, you have to actually start. Let's see if I can. You have to actually start on the existing line, and then you can build the switch out like that. Now, the thing is, there still is not perfect, what I would say. Because I can't merge into an existing line, right? Say, for example, I couldn't build a crossover right here. Because you can't merge into an existing line, which I think is still a major oversight in terms of being able to design and build a rail system. Because what I would have to do is delete chunks of this rail, build the piece I want, and then I think rebuild what I need is the way I would have to do it. Actually, let me just test one thing here. Okay. So if I were to do that... Okay. Then yes, I can build off of that. I can build a switch off of that. Alright. Yeah, then that's what I would have to do. I would have to, like... have the... like a gap where I would need it and create the crossover. It would be less than elegant, it would seem. I mean, again, this is not really a rail builder, but it'd be nice if things worked that way. But we'll deal with it. So, let's go ahead and finish getting this station built. We need a freight platform is what we need here. 1 and 2. All right. And then we just need to distribute here. So we need splitters. Oh, actually first, before that, we need the Mark IV lift output. There you go. Make sure that is the right way. technically need one out here, but we're going to do it anyway. Alright, and now we are loading pipes. Oh, misclicked there. Okay, so we now have an output. Now, I'm actually going to remove the switch that I put in. Because I want to do this a little bit differently. Now, let me think here. How many other inputs are we going to have at this facility? I have to decide what we're going to make. I think we're going to make encased steel beams, for sure. Right? Let's take a look. So we're making steel beams, making steel pipes. We could make steel screws. But that feels like something that we would make on site for whatever it is that we would need it. We would bring in steel beams and we would turn those into steel screws. Or we could make... I think we can make steel rods. Now, the other thing is, I did look in... I don't remember if I mentioned this or not. I did look into what can be done in terms of alternate recipes, in terms of steel. And... we're not going to be able to make everything iron out of steel instead. So we are going to have to make iron ingots and turn it into things. Like, there's no way to make iron plate, for example, by anything other than iron ingots. There is a recipe that allows you to combine iron and steel ingots to make iron plate more efficiently, but you still will need iron ingots. I think there is a steel method of making pipes. But we are going to have to take some of this output and some of this and turn it into iron. And so what I'm probably going to have to do is set up another input because, again, this system isn't going to work the way I was thinking it was going to work. Because these things are going to clog full of coal, and unless I want to be dumping coal... that we aren't going to be able to get any iron out of this. So we will have to build a second input line to bring in iron, which is fine. We can do that. There is another iron deposit, I mean, not too far away to the east that I am aware of. In fact, it might even show up on my scanner. Or perhaps not. Maybe it's further away than I thought it would be. But I do know that there is a large deposit. I think it's like 6 pure nodes that are out that direction that we can use to bring in iron. And we can make iron ingots. That sort of stuff. So we will do that. Now, what else was I thinking to make here? Reinforced iron plates. Case industrial beams make sense to make here because we have what we need here. Right. So if we're going to be making iron plate, we're going to have iron plate as an output. And we might as well also make iron rods. That's kind of the basic level production. Making the ingots, and then the first kind of set of things you make the ingots into. You know, beams and pipes and plates and rods. Right? Alright. And then basically all of our iron and sufficient coal to run this thing all come here. And this facility expands as needed to accommodate the inputs and outputs that we need. And that's the plan. Again, except for that one thing, those encased industrial beams. So that means we're going to need at least 3 more stations. All right. So let's get those laid in so that we can get the rail inputs and outputs. Yep, and we are going to have loop arounds so that trains from one track can get to the other track going in the right direction. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then it's how many? 1. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and just... Oh, out of concrete. Well, we can fix that problem. Might as well. Oh. My ladder. Okay. Gonna need to move that, over here. Alright, so let's lay out where the stations are going to be for 3 more outputs. Right. There's one. Yep, that's right. There's 2. Let's see. There we are. Damn. Burn myself out of concrete again. But I can recoup a bit. All right, another 1,000 concrete. And what I think we're going to do is put another ladder over here. Now, I will actually probably need another row, because this will have to support the belts. Alright, then they're going to need power, obviously. Hold on. Let's do that one. Actually, yes. We actually want to put that over here. Now, I don't think I have enough material to build out all of the freight platforms. Almost certainly not. Yeah, I'm going to run myself out of wire immediately. Okay. Well, we might as well go ahead and put a couple of them in. Okay, so what we need to do is extend this foundation as far as it'll go. Right, and then we'll need this rail to go as far as it'll go. And it will probably have to angle up here. I've apparently built 5 kilometers of railway. Alright. Get rid of the switch. That's also going to be slightly annoying. Okay. We're going to need to run a parallel. Alright, and the way we're going to want to do this is we're going to want our switch perhaps even to be up here. Well, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to build parallel rail out probably here. That's gonna look terrible. Alright, so we're probably gonna want to do switches on flat ground. Yeah, turns too sharply. Alright. Alright, that's definitely what we need. That's our minimum radius. Okay. Let's see. How does that look? That looks fine. The way we're gonna handle this is we're gonna switch off of there. The problem is it's gonna be too long. Actually, could I potentially do a switch off of here? We could potentially do a switch off of here. And can I get it? Yes, I can. It's on this foundation. And then we'll do another switch. Oh, that pillar's gonna have to move. That's fine. Or not. Well, I mean, I still probably would want to move it. That should work. The trains coming in from there should be able to split off to any of these stations. Eventually, once I have them all built. Alright, I just need to go gather up resources and build all these things. Which I might do on my own, I might not. I'm not sure. We'll see how my time works out, if I have time to even do that. Alright, but I think we'll go ahead and stop here for now. We'll get these stations all built out. And then we'll probably build out some more of the production. As we go. And we have to merge them into an output as well, so... we'll keep... Really? How in the world did you get up there? How in the world did you get up there? Well, have fun. Alright, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and stop here. And we'll keep on working on this when we come back. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time.